Alright everybody, so I know it's been a long time and I'm sorry about that, but honestly I just have not had any interesting material in the last couple of weeks. I've been mainly just ordering parts and waiting on parts to come in. I have the transmission and the engine are still in the car, so you didn't miss anything there, and I still plan on filming that. Mainly, I'm just waiting until the holiday break. We can have a friend come over and help me out with that. I don't want to do it myself and risk dropping or breaking anything. So in today's video, I'm just going to show you what I do to degrease parts, and I'm going to be showing you on the subframe. I'm going to show you all the products that I use, and I'm going to show you the before and after, so you guys can see what you can do with a couple hours of your time and pretty basic materials. So I hope you guys learned something from that. So I've been hit up a couple times from a couple different people. A lot of people have been asking about Instagram, and I do have an Instagram. I've just been stupid and haven't put the link in the description at all, but from here on out, the Instagram link will be in the description, and it's easier to reach me through Instagram because I get the DM notifications. So if you guys have questions or anything like that, you can always hit me up on Instagram. It's a lot easier to reach me there than through the message system on YouTube. The message system on YouTube doesn't really give you any notifications, so you could be sending me a message and I won't know on it until I actually go into the message area of YouTube. So memory card's getting low, so let's go ahead and get this video started, and we'll see you in the next video, hopefully in about a week or two. Thank you. So here's the products that I recommend for you to degrease, like things like your subframe. These are pretty safe to use around everything on your car. First and foremost, my favorite, Tub-O-Towls. I get these from Lowe's. You get 90 wipes for about $12. Each wipe will last you a long time. I think that the solvent or the degreaser formula that they use on it works really well on oil, grease, all that type of stuff. I can't say enough good things about Tub-O-Towls, so check those out. I use this is tire foam. This is the stuff that you spray on your tires to make them look better, but the reason I use this is this will actually lift the grease and oil off of the rubber parts without damaging the rubber. So it's gonna take a couple sprays. I think I get these cans, I usually pick them up at Walmart. They're real cheap. They're like right around $3 a can. I spray the crap out of my tires on all my vehicles with this stuff. Been using it for years, love it. Right here we have a plastic scraper, and the reason I use a plastic scraper is it will not, well, I won't say it will not, but it won't damage the paint as much as a normal metal scraper. And when you got that really thick stuff that just doesn't want to come off, you use the plastic scraper to kind of just kind of scrape it up. Really cheap. I mean, I probably had this for, who knows, 10 years or something like that, and I bet you it wasn't even $1. And then we got this stuff right here, Grease Off. Now, somebody gave this to me a couple years ago, and I like to use it on tougher grease. I try to keep it off of the rubber parts because I'm not sure how, you know, it says it's safe for it, but still, it's pretty powerful stuff, works pretty well. So in the video, you saw me using this on like the thicker areas. Stuff works really well. This is a nylon brush. I know it looks like a regular wire brush, but the bristles are actually made out of nylon. And this, again, the nylon is just to protect the paint from getting scratched up. I'm trying to not damage the paint as much as possible. Same thing with this. This is just a bigger version. This pretty stiff bristles on this. So that's literally it, guys. If you bought all these items new, you wouldn't even have 20 bucks into everything. So that's that. So here's the before, guys. This is the subframe before I started cleaning it up. Now, I did start on the other side a little bit just to kind of test out the Tub-O-Towls Tough Wipes, and they're working really great. So just take a look at it here. I'm gonna definitely do an after, and hopefully it looks a lot cleaner and we can see a big difference. And this is just to go to show you, you know, what a couple hours of your time and some elbow grease and some hard work will get you, and how good you can make something look. Even though it looks like it's dirty and beat up, you can clean something up and make it look awesome again. Check this out, guys. So I'm cleaning it up here, and look at that. There's a bolt underneath of this steering, this rubber boot here, stuck there, and behind it there's another bolt. And I think that these are the bolts that came out of the back of that intake manifold. I think either somebody had dropped them trying to put them back in, or else they weren't tight enough and they loosened up and they came back out. So that was in the last video, the transfer case removal video, and I'll put a little clip of those bolts missing, and you can check out where I think they're from. But maybe we got lucky on this one and we were able to retrieve them, and we'll go ahead and Loctite these back in when we go to put them back in. You can see in the back of the intake here, we're missing a couple bolts. As you can see from the time lapse, I ended up flipping it over and getting the underside too. Everything cleaned up pretty good. Got pretty much all the grime off of there now. It's not like show car perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. Especially like on these aluminum parts right here, they really cleaned up nice. Now, when I was cleaning, I was kind of looking at everything and making sure that I didn't see any cracks or anything like that. I checked the hoses on everything. Everything looked good. The only thing I did notice is, if you look at this bracket right here, looks like it got tweaked at some point, because on the opposite side, that one is straight, where you can see the outer leg on this one is slightly bent, and I don't know if you can see there, but where the bushing goes through, it's a little bent up. So I'm gonna check the car and make sure there's nothing that's not like that on purpose for clearance issues. If not, I'm just gonna go ahead and bend that stuff back and get it straight again. And pretty much ready to just put this in the storage until we're ready to put it back on. I mean, I might do a little bit more off camera, but it turned out pretty nice. I'm pretty happy about it, so there you go. So I did go ahead and I checked the car, and there's no reason for this little bracket right here to be bent the way it is, unless it's gotten damaged at some point. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try to take a C-clamp and kind of straighten it out here. And you'd be surprised on what you can fix with a C-clamp, especially pieces of metal like this that are bent. So I'm doing this, I'm just hooking it on here, and we're just gonna get it tight and just kind of make sure that this doesn't fall off. But all right, so I couldn't fit the C-clamp on there, so I'm gonna use a pipe wrench instead. You just basically put it on here and just work that bracket back up. You could do this on pretty much any type of metal. Just want to be careful not to crack anything, that's the main thing. I'll have to put a little bit of paint on here, because doing this process is definitely gonna damage the paint, so we don't want anything to rust. That's pretty good. The bracket's back straight again. Now we have to figure out a way to try to pull up on this lower piece, which I think, again, we could probably put our pipe wrench in there and pull up on it, and that'll kind of straighten out how that got dinged up a little bit. So let's see what happens. Nope. We may be resorting to vice grips on this one. We got some vice grip. So, got a pair of needle nose vice grips here. Just gonna have to keep working on this part right here. Let's see. It's definitely getting better. So now when I got the bigger pair of vice grips, and I got a 10mm socket because I got a ton of them because I lose them all the time, and I put the 10mm socket up against the metal, and that is because I don't want to hook the vice grips directly onto this leg right here, because that'll end up bending it out of shape, and I don't want to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and try to bend this a little bit more. Let's see what happens. Now see how that whole thing's lifting up, guys? So that's gotten a little bit better. So we'll have to move it down here a little bit, and that'll straighten out down or more towards the back of this, or the front from the camera view that you guys have. It's actually the back of the part. And there goes the 10mm. There we go. And that's coming back up. Ooh. There, I don't want to break anything. We're chipping that paint up. Now if you look, there's a wave in the metal right here. So what we have to do to fix this is we're gonna have to put our big vice grip back in here with the socket, and then we'll grab our needle nose and stick it right here. We'll hold this straight while we push down here, and that should straighten this part of the metal out. So let me put that together, and then we'll do it on camera so you guys can see that. So we got the vice grips in place. So we'll try to do this on camera. But you see how I'm pushing down on this one and pulling up on this, not really pulling up, but making sure that this one right here stays still, and that's gonna cause our metal to tweak back into place. We may need to do this in a couple spots. See how much straighter that looks now? So that's pretty much done, guys. I mean, it's not factory perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. I just noticed that while I was cleaning it up and decided we'd fix it real quick. I'm actually pretty good at tweaking metal back into place. I've done that a lot. All right, so here it is. It's all done. And this took me about 2.5 hours to do. There's still some areas like up underneath. They're a little bit harder to get to. That I'll probably hit up later off camera. Not a big deal, but I'd say for the most part, it's done. And I'm really happy with the results as well. And this is just to show you guys what you can do with a little bit of time and, you know, maybe $10, $15 at the most in supplies. Just mainly the time. It takes a long time to do this, you know, and you're gonna pay somebody a lot of money to do it. And it's not hard to do, it's just time consuming. So the other benefit of doing this is you have the time to inspect all your parts and make sure that there's no cracks in like your boots or your hoses, and no cracks in the subframe itself and the welds or anything. And that'll prevent you from having to take it off later if you find that stuff. You can fix it now while it's off the car and you're waiting for other parts, which I am right now. So that's pretty much it. I have lots of parts coming, and I know it's been a long time since we've had a video, but like I said before, I'm not gonna make a video just to make a video, just for views. I just refuse to do it. There's already plenty of that on YouTube, and this is not the channel for that. You'll never see that here. Once again, I thank all the new subscribers, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, please hit that thumbs up. It really helps me out. And also, if you're new to the channel and you like what's going on, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you didn't like the video, please hit the dislike button, but please let me know in the comments section why you didn't like it, and so I can fix whatever you didn't like and maybe try to make the videos in the future better. Also, like I said before, I have Instagram now. That'll be in the description. Please, if you want to ask me questions, hit me up on there. Hit me up with a DM. It's much easier to reach me that way. I don't have a Facebook for the car, and I'd rather keep my personal Facebook private because I have a lot of family stuff on there, and Instagram is just easier for me anyways. So please hit me up on there if you guys have questions or anything like that, you know. And I always kind of put pictures of stuff I don't do on camera on there, and then you can keep up with the car there. So thanks again, and we'll catch you in the next video.